Mercy!
Come on, sit. Sit! Whew. Hi, Internet! It's been a while.
We moved!
I moved. You're still working on it.
I'll be moving soon.
No, but we have completely relocated the show because I needed a new apartment. So, new apartment! Woo! And we're sitting on cushions because the couch will not fit through the door. So, new couch. Need that.
It is just too strange. No matter how we turn it, one of the corners of this couch will still slam into the wall. We now have to plaster
the wall.
We now have to spackle and sand the wall and possibly even paint because we put a gouge in the wall.
Not a very deep gouge, but a very visible gouge.
Yeah.
But anyway, I recently, like about a month ago I'd say, finished reading Yu Hakashu, which I'd never gotten around to finishing. I have no defense. But, I'm not planning to do a full review of that anytime soon, but while it's fresh in my mind, and since Crystal is a big fan of the series...
Okay, Yu Hakusho was literally the second show, my second anime, and my first manga that I ever got into.
First anime?
My first anime was Sailor Moon.
Oh, obviously. For guys, it was Dragon Ball Z. For girls, it was Sailor Moon.
Actually, for some guys, it was also Sailor Moon.
Unless we
AKA
count
J.
Unless we count Pokemon. If we count
funny
Pokemon,
thing, Pokemon was my fourth.
I find it's weird for me to consider Pokemon an anime because it doesn't have a lot of the things that really make it feel like an anime other than the art style.
That's what makes it different.
But anyway, we're here to discuss, in a sort of back and forth format, the manga Yu Hakashu.
We came to this because I had my own input.
But she didn't want to necessarily
script it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a script person. While I can follow the script for most of his shows, I tend to...
Yeah, she does what I write down, but when I do a duo review, I let the person write their own lines unless they specifically ask me to write them for them.
Yeah, and I don't write my own lines. I just say whatever the fuck comes to my mind. And sorry if you don't.
Which is why we're doing it this way, because it's on the floor.
On the cushion.
I only just got this place together yesterday, and there's still a couple things, like apart from the couch, like I still gotta throw away some boxes.
Get a bookshelf.
Yeah, I gotta get some more like furniture.
He still has an entire box about this tall filled with books.
It's not filled all the way to the top though, but yes, a lot of books. And I need more video game storage space and more manga storage space. This is just... It's a good thing this apartment has room.
Yes.
But anyway, so for those familiar with the Yu Hakashu anime, which I am not, I've seen like one episode.
I've seen the entire series about 15 times.
But for those familiar with it, let it be known that the manga starts out really differently. Like that whole bit where
okay.
Yusuke.
Okay.
Yusuke.
Basically,
I'm telling it. Yusuke though, right?
Yeah, Yusuke
dives into the road to save the kid, and everyone in the afterlife is like, "Holy shit, we didn't expect you to do that. Well, damn it, now we have nowhere to put you." Okay.
Okay, I call bullshit on that because of all the... Okay, now let me explain this. Spirit World in this story, he basically likes to manipulate and twist facts to suit their own purposes.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gathered from later arcs, Koenma had been keeping an eye on Yusuke for quite some time. And basically judging his personality because he was looking for a new spirit detective. Honestly, I think when Yusuke died, it gave him a perfect opportunity to go, hey, we can make you indebted to us by bringing you back to life. Then we can hook you into being our spirit detective and leave you no other choice.
See, but that's the thing. The point that I was going for is that the first 100 or so maybe 50, I don't remember specifically. It's a big chunk of chapters in the beginning of this manga are completely different from the anime. Like, in the anime, he jumps in front, they say he dies, they make him a spirit detective, he starts punching demons in the face. In the manga...
In the manga, they had
there's
spirit arc.
There's a whole period of time where he's just a ghost. And he just kind of drifts around, getting into ghost shenanigans.
It is dubbed the spirit arc because literally it is him adjusting to being a spirit. Anime felt that was...
boring.
No. Different from what later arcs were showing,
well,
so they decided to skip straight to the action with Yusuke being a badass.
It was also pretty boring. Like, I mean, it wasn't...
No, it wasn't. It was actually showing how Yusuke became... why Yusuke's spirit gun was so powerful to actually kill things right off the bat, whereas Kubara could barely cut through butter.
Well, it was still in... Just because it was narratively important doesn't mean it was fun to read. Did you actually read through like the beginning arc?
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, you said you read the manga.
I loved that part because Yusuke got his ass handed to him by a fucking ghost.
But it is
a little ghost girl.
It is funny, like it's funny in a sort of late 80s, early 90s shonen comedy way. Like it's dated humor, but it's decently comically timed. And there's like this whole thing about how he keeps trying to not reveal his deadness, his spiritness to his mom and his girlfriend.
Oh no, it's not that. There was an actual, it was one of the rules of the test that he agreed to take, was that he had only one chance to tell them that he was coming back to life and to take care of his body, and then he couldn't talk to them or reveal himself to them again until he was fully revived.
Well, it was pretty traumatic. Like, the manga glosses over this, but I imagine his mom was pretty traumatized by the whole my son was murdered by a car and then came back to life several months later.
Well, technically speaking, they thought he was in a coma after the initial hit and run.
I could have sworn they were like in the middle of burying him when they put his spirit back in his body and he jumps out of the coffin and everyone freaks out.
No.
That does sound like something they do though, doesn't it?
That sounds like a very bad comedy/horror bullshit. That sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's BS.
But anyway, so Yu Yu Hakusho starts out, the manga starts out a lot different from how the anime is. It doesn't jump straight into the spirit gun kung fu fighting action. It does not do.
Kung fu? For crying out loud, Yusuke
yeah.
fight is a street fighter. There's no kung fu in his style.
Okay, but there are some other kung fu fighters. But
that shows up more in the Dark Tournament arc.
So, if you're a fan of the anime and are looking to try the manga, I cannot say you would be wrong to skip the spirit arc if you just want to get to like the manga representations.
There is a lot of character development, so I personally would not recommend skipping that.
I recommend it too. I just wouldn't blame you if you did.
Because jumping from when he's dead to all of a sudden he's a kick-ass spirit warrior, wherein he doesn't really understand the spirit at all, is just kind of real. It's kind of strange.
But I also found, like, this was more so as the manga wrapped up, but plot developments and characters developments just kind of happen. Like, they're not really commented on. No one, like, stops and, like, marvels at what happened. It's just stuff happens and characters. And I think this is partly Yusuke's fault. Because of all the characters, he develops the least. He is most, apart from his, like, strength. He grows super, super strong. But as a guy, he's kind of a dick.
Well, that's part of literally, I don't think Pluto gets it. Yusuke's character development, while not being noticeable, he does mature quite a bit from the start of the series to the end. If previous Yusuke, like immature Yusuke that we get in the beginning, fought some of the battles he fought later on in the series towards the end, that one would have been dead in a gutter.
But that was before he'd had time to train up and learn new techniques.
No, not power-wise. Yusuke's, like, beginning of the mangas, Yusuke
Wait.
immaturity.
Yeah, give this. Where
What?
where does this third volume start anyway? I can't remember.
Um,
Oh, this is right after he came back to life. Okay, so third volume starts with him coming back to life. Got it.
okay, basically, even with all his power, if Yusuke hadn't matured throughout the series, he would have been dead a long time ago. And I think Kurama and Hiei helped a lot with his maturity. A lot better than I think Jin and Chu kind of threw him back, and Kuwabara was constantly like being a punching bag.
Kuwabara.
I nicknamed that dipshit Kuwabaka.
Really?
Basically, he's an idiot. He's only there for the comedic relief of the entire series,
Okay,
with one or two. Like, holy shit, where did he pull that from?
But compared to Hiei, Kurama, and hell, even Kuwabara, who goes to fucking college.
Okay, Kuwabara.
Hey, I wasn't done.
Kuwabara's character.
I wasn't done.
I know, but let me explain something about Kuwabara. His character development was forced towards the end because he had the same maturity level throughout the entire series. They forced him to mature after Chapter Black because they didn't need him in the plot anymore.
Okay, but in comparison to Hiei, Kurama, why do I have so much trouble with Kurama's name?
I don't know.
And Kuwabara, Yusuke matures from a street thug to, and let's be honest here, he becomes a warlord. Like, street thug to warlord isn't really a character arc as more as it is a character level up.
Okay.
Yusuke just becomes more Yusuke.
While Yusuke still got the same outward punkish style, Yusuke matures at a accelerated rate throughout the entire series. He learns to gauge his opponent rather than just flying in and throwing punches. He actually learns to strategize. And it's not a warlord, he becomes a half-demon king.
I was just referring to the role in the arc he was. I know he becomes a half-demon, which felt very crowbarred in, by the way.
Okay, even me and I do have to agree with him. The Three Kings saga was rushed. There wasn't enough to really. It basically left you wanting more, and at the same time, sort of feeling fulfilled.
It was really rushed.
I think there was some sort of dispute going on between the artist and the company that owned it, or maybe something happened to the manga artist. We still have not looked that up.
Yeah, it was a thing I noticed.
Basically, whereas the other arcs had like decent thought out storylines, decent plots, and generally stretched things out, giving each character enough time to develop. He got like 2 episodes in the anime.
You're thinking in anime terms. I can hear it.
Well, also in the manga.
No,
it equates to 2 episodes. And Kurama got, I think, 3. And Yusuke got maybe, 1.5 equivalent.
Well, you say the other arcs are like really well thought out in terms of plotting, and I'm not gonna say it's a bad plot, but here's the thing: if you have a problem with tournament arcs, for anyone who's not familiar with Yu Hakashu, Yu Hakashu is basically all tournament arcs after the Spirit Saga. Like almost everything except for them rescuing the demon from the rich guy.
Yukina,
Yeah.
Hiei's sister.
Yeah, I knew that's what her role was. It's just that they didn't use her as a character very often, so I forgot her name. And I'm just bad with names. But apart from rescuing her, basically everything's a tournament arc, and they're good tournament arcs. Like, okay, here's a new team of demons. They take the time to establish who this team is, what they do, why they're a reasonable threat. It's well done tournament arcane. It's just that's basically the only plot that happens for the most part. So if that kind of thing, like, I wish the plot would, like, happen rather than this big fighting tournament. No, the fighting tournament is the plot. Roll with it.
Okay, I think you're, like, over-exaggerating a bit. There was quite a few other cases that weren't tournament style. the whole Genkai thing, the whole Genkai tournament thing was her trying to find a successor while Yusuke was investigating all the participants. It wasn't necessarily a tournament because Genkai literally chose Yusuke the moment she found out he was from Spirit World. She just let it continue on because...
Why not? Hey, I've got all these badasses in a room together, might as well let them fight.
and it wasn't really a tournament as it was just the demon picking them off.
Well, it was also Genki fucking with people. Like, there was a lot of Genki... Like, the Genki arc is more akin to the Chunin exam from the Naruto.
And it's literally the shortest.
Oh yeah, it is a very short arc.
The rest are, he finds body snatchers, which is...
Maybe that was the anime, but from reading the manga, it was mostly the tournament with the big muscly guy. Like that
the first thing you see in the third manga is the body snatcher case.
Yeah, but that was before he even met Genki. Like, after Genki, it really does settle into a primarily tournament arc focus. Which,
Wait,
again,
who the hell are you saying? Who the hell is Genki? There's Genkai.
Oh, Genkai? Genkai. Again.
The little old lady?
Yes, that's who I was talking about.
Oh my god!
I'm bad with names. Why do you think I give characters nicknames when I'm reviewing? Because it's easier for me to remember nicknames. Little old kick-ass lady is what I would call her in the official review. I wouldn't call her Genkai. I would just call her kick-ass old lady.
I am going to beat him.
Or maybe Grandma J.
I'm going to beat him.
Maybe Grandma J, because my Grandma J was a kick-ass old lady. That would be a personal reference.
Genkai. Okay?
But the Three Kings tournament arc, you're right.
Yeah, that was the
rushed.
Shortest. It was rushed, and they were basically trying to finish it.
This was a thing in the manga specifically. The art got pretty bad at that point. Like, this was never like a powerhouse when it came to artwork, but even just looking at it right here, this is way more detailed than stuff you'd see in the Three Kings arc. It got a lot lighter on backgrounds, it got a lot sketchier with the fight lines. I mean, you could still tell what was happening. It's not like it was unintelligible.
Which is why we think that there must have been something going on, because
yeah, maybe
the last arc was
completely
rushed.
Maybe the artist was like aging, and they just was just like, shit, I'm gonna die soon. I better finish this. But we don't know. Probably should have looked that up. Be a little bit more professional.
You want me to get the laptop?
Nah, it's fine. It's too late now. We're committed to this not knowing things.
You know, I can get you the laptop, and while I talk about the similarities, you can look it up.
Nah, I think we're pretty much good here. Yu Yu Hakusho, it's fun. It's fun. Kurama, Hiei, Kuwabara, all the side characters are good.
The way they did the powers in this anime and
it's
manga
subtle.
is really good.
It's
I mean,
subtle.
Yusuke
They don't stop to explain everything.
Well,
which is good.
There's no need to.
But that's my point. It's
the
good.
only explanation you needed for the spirit energy is that it's power derived directly from your spirit.
No,
some
I'm not
people
saying
can
that's a
access
bad
it, some
thing.
people can't. They explained it just enough.
One of Naruto and One Piece is pretty guilty of this too. They spend a little bit too much time explaining
I don't think he gets how good this is. I mean, he enjoyed it. He obviously enjoyed it. We're doing something on it. I don't think he actually understands it, which is
because I didn't grow up with it. I really think is a big part of it. Because again, shonen battle pieces are not my bread and butter. Like, this isn't my favorite genre. This is like handing me a romance movie and being like, "Do you like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." It's like, I'm not huge into romance movies, I'm not huge into battle shonens, they're just really not my thing, but this is a good one.
Now, I do have to admit, the Dark Tournament chapter of the manga and the anime was way too drawn out. I mean, if you look at the DVD series, the original box sets,
it goes on and on and on.
Literally, the first half of the anime could be equated to one box set. Then the Dark Tournament was 2 box sets, and then Chapter Black had 1, and then Three Kings had 1. Dark Tournament was too long.
One thing about the Three Kings saga, I actually thought it was a little funny. Like, this was more of a meta funny thing that we're setting up all the political strife between these multi-demon-like warlords, and Hiei and Kurama each have personal ties with 2 of them. And
I really did not like the fact... Okay, I'm going to spoil something right now.
I was going... You keep interrupting me.
I know, but this is something that really pissed me
But
off.
You're gonna ruin the pacing of the comedic timing. I want to tell the joke thing. Let me tell a joke thing. Then you can vent.
All right.
Okay. So Kurama, Hiei, and hell, even Yusuke each pair off with one of the 3 demon kings, and they each have like a personal tie, and we're learning all about the politics and the power struggles of the demon world, and how like each of them has got their own personal plan of how best to undercut the others and take over. And then Yusuke's demon father dies, and he takes over, and he's like, "All right, everybody, we're having a tournament. We're gonna punch each other, and whoever wins the punching tournament becomes king." And all the other demons are like, "Is he fucking serious?" But I had all these plans. I had all these schemes.
Okay.
But they all get roped into it, and it's really fucking hilarious. And then the
Okay, that's something I really did like about Yusuke. He had this uncanny ability to basically take your plan, shove it up your own ass, and say, "Here's what we're doing now, boys."
We are doing this via punching because that is the only thing I'm good at.
In the Three King saga, he went with Makuro. Makuro kind of recruited him because of his power. Then they kind of sort of they bonded after she recruited him. And yes, Makuro is a she, despite every other character calling her a he until the final bit, which is really fucking strange. But then again, given
maybe that was just the anime. I think the manga was more straightforward about that, or maybe that was just the translation I had. It depends on the translation.
Yeah. Kurama got blackmailed into helping an old partner. Now, my biggest little...
Either blackmailed or guilt-tripped.
No. Kurama was literally blackmailed. Yomi threatened Kurama's mother to keep him under his thumb. And that's one of the things I hate. Yomi states that he understands why Kurama betrayed him when Kurama was Yoko.
We really need a couch. We really need a couch.
Yeah, we do. Yomi states that after he found out that Kurama was the one that betrayed him and took his eyesight, that he understood why Kurama did that. Because back when Kurama was Yoko Kurama, he was leader of this band of thieves, and Yomi was his second in command. Yomi, back then, kept getting everybody killed because Yomi would not listen to direction. He kept going, "I'm going to charge in, headstrong, fuck all the traps. If people die, oh well, I'm getting through here." While Kurama took the more strategic approach and actually got shit done. And Kurama could not keep his group alive long enough to keep any sort of power while Yomi was killing everybody, essentially, by charging in blind. So Kurama, because they were friends, which is why the only reason why Kurama didn't kill him himself, he hired somebody to do it for him, because he couldn't bring himself to actually do the deed himself. And Yomi, years later, told Kurama that when he found out, he understood that that was the reason why he did it. Then he goes, "But fuck you, and I'm going to threaten your mother to get you to work for me, knowing that eventually you're going to turn your back on me anyway when you find a way out of this, but until then, I'm going to exploit you." I really hated that. That pissed me off to no end, because Kurama could have ended it right then and there by simply killing Yomi. But he was so guilt-ridden over trying to have him killed that he allowed Yomi to control him and use his mother as basically a hostage.
Oh yeah, Kurama is a demon, but he was reborn through a child
Okay. Basically,
of a real human mother. I think his spirit was implanted in a dead child, and he
there was a bit more explanation to that. Basically, when Kurama was Yoko, while he's a brilliant strategist, even the most brilliant strategists make mistakes, and that mistake cost him his life. And just when he was an inch from death, he separated his soul from his old body, and basically possessed a child that had yet to be born or even receive a spirit. So basically he just stole a body.
He carjacked it.
He stole
Grand Theft Soul.
Grand Theft Body, not soul. Grand Theft Body. He stole a body that had not received a soul yet.
Now I want to play Driver San Francisco.
And basically through the 15 years he had he's lived in this body, he's learned
to like his mom.
No, he learned to love his mother. He learned how to not be an asshole, essentially, and he feels guilty for past mistakes. And I think that was one of the biggest character developments of Kurama. He feels guilty over what he's done in the past. So everything he's done.
Kurama is the tortured would-be heartthrob of the series, and he fucking earns that title.
Oh yeah. He wants to redeem himself. He wants to find redemption. Hiei just says, you know, I've kind of got these shackles on me because I pissed off Spirit World, but I do respect you, Yusuke, because you kicked my ass. So I'm gonna help you.
Okay, I think we've wandered enough. Yu Hakashu, I think it's a little dated. It's in terms of just what you would expect from a more modern shonen battle piece. It's very basic, but
this is better than everything out today.
It's better than all the stuff that's popular today. I'll give it that. But that's just because the stuff that's popular today has run so long that it's completely lost its goddamn mind. This is a comparatively manageable 180-something chapters. Comparatively manageable. Only it'll take you about 2 days to get through it all if you read as
what
fast as I do.
I find really annoying that the manga touched on that the anime never even hinted at, really. You only got, glimpses, I think, to the amount of control Spirit World was trying to exert.
Oh yeah, there was an extra chapter in what I was reading that wasn't even featured in the manga about how Kuenma, the baby-looking guy, he looks like a baby.
The son of Enma, the current ruler of Spirit World,
deposed his father by exposing a whole bunch of illegal shit that his dad was doing in regards to demons.
Enma is a fucking asshole in this manga. Holy shit!
But
the anime doesn't. The anime mentioned it in the very first official case Yusuke had, that Enma was willing to sink an entire island just to get back 3 artifacts. But literally, the manga touched on the fact that Enma is a power-mad asshole that is willing to control demons, to attack humans, to continue to subjugate Demon World, and continue to assert their control on Human World. And it's just like, what the fuck? It's ridiculous.
Wow.
What?
Originally published Yu Yu Hakushu in Japan in 1991. Not published over here till 2004.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they took their sweet fucking... The anime came out before the manga did over here.
Huh.
But, and it's fine. It's fun, it's jokey, it's got good action for the most part. Sometimes the backgrounds will completely disappear and they'll be fighting in the negative zone. But that's just the art, okay? In terms of on paper action, it's fine. It doesn't necessarily do anything amazing, but it establishes its own world, does its thing, and then is gone. And I can respect that for a shonen battle manga, which, again, have a very bad habit of just going on and on and on and on and on because they can keep making money. This one is like, I'm done.
Manga, like, 180 chapters, anime, 112 episodes.
So about 60 chapters, we'd say, of Spirit Arc that they skipped.
They skipped the Spirit Arc completely. They're just like, yep, you're dead, you're going through a trial. They basically just a whole bunch of stuff, basically making a 3-month-long process of Yusuke being a spirit into like a few weeks.
But the Spirit arc is nothing like the later arcs. It's much more jokey. It's much more, I would say, cerebral if it wasn't Yusuke. But because his solution to problems his solution to problems you can't punch is still not very intelligent. But at least the author made the effort.
They do explain a lot of the spirit gimmicks that are used in later arcs.
But then they barely use them.
Yeah, they barely use them, but they do explain a lot about the spirit, how it works, and what it takes to hone your spirit energy within the spirit arc. Everywhere else, they just kind of skimmed it like, okay, we've already explained this, so
it's like Chi in Dragon Ball Z. Just build it up, shoot it out, and you run out. Look forward to this being brought up soon again, because I've got a top 10 battle shonen powers list.
They really do a lot with powers. I mean, Kurama had...
No spoilers. No spoilers for the top 10 battle powers.
Oh, come on.
Spoiler alert!
They don't know which one you're gonna pick.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! We'll see y'all next time.